What's going on, my trainer club? We have the shiny Rayquaza out in Pokemon Go, so I'm going to make sure that you, number one, know exactly how to take this guy down. You know the 100% IVs, and you know everything that you need to do in the complete shiny Rayquaza raid counter guide. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, guys. Let me know in the comments below, how stoked are you for the shiny Rayquaza if you haven't got one, or come back here and celebrate when you do get one. You can definitely tweet it at me at the trainer club with 2 B's, or post it on my Facebook, or comment on my Instagram as well. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Hit that sub button so you can stay up to date to all my content. So we are going to get into the complete shiny Rayquaza raid boss guide so that you know exactly what the 100% IVs are, how to beat Rayquaza, what the best counters are, and what some of the other counters are if you do not have some of the counters that are at the top. Back by popular demand, I had some people asking me, can you please make the full counter guide to update all of the attackers for the Rayquaza? So here it is. We are going to get into this. But if you want to check out my top tips video that includes not only a little bit of preview of this raid counter guide, but it also shows how I choose to maximize out on these raid bosses, especially the most effective ones, and especially one with a new shiny that is amazing, you can check out my video up here. So let's start off at the top with the 100% IV. So for level 20, 100% IV, we have 2191 is exactly what you are looking for. For level 25, it is actually a dragon and flying Pokemon, so it's only going to be boosted in the windy conditions, is going to be 2739. So 2739, 100% IV for level 25. So those are the guys you want to look out for. So I would say approximately at least a...
Before moving onward, guys, I wanted to include this. Thanks to Lisa, who we play with in Bend, Oregon. She mentioned this, that it would be good for me to let you guys know which of the lowest CP that I would keep. So as far as this can go, the lowest CP that I would keep is going to be a 93 with a 15 attack, which is going to be a CP at level 20 at 2173 or 2717 under boosted conditions. So anything up from there, obviously you see a couple that can get 14 attacks too, so you're going to have to appraise it and see what it is. But the 2173 and the 2717 are basically my benchmarks. Granted, if you don't get one over that, then I would definitely consider keeping the ones that you have, or at least trade for a lucky. So if you power up one that isn't a 15 attack, at least you use half the amount of Stardust, because they are legendaries, they're still boss. And you can always look for that 91 with the 15 attack. So anything 2170 and up, I would definitely say is worth keeping and appraising for sure. And if you don't get a good one, then you can definitely go a little bit below, but definitely want to stay in that area.
So definitely check out my how to hit excellent throws every single time on the Rayquaza, because that is going to be something that's going to help you catch these better legendaries. I'm telling you, it definitely helps. And as far as the party size go, if you do use the #1 attacker, you can get it down with 2 people. However, it's going to take a lot of potions. You're going to have to heal up, but it is possible with the #1 attacker, which we're going to get into a second, Mamoswine. So typically 2 to 4 players, 4 players if you're a little bit more safe. If you want to be really safe, 5+ players. And I always recommend it because it seems like what I've seen, the bigger party sizes typically produce the higher quantity of shinies per player. So I would check that out as well. Make sure to try to do it with higher groups of people to get more shinies. So for the Rayquaza, its weakness are going to be rock, fairy, dragon, and ice. So ice is actually a double weakness. This is why the primary attackers are going to be ice, because they do twice as much damage as the other ones. So now let's get into the top counters to make sure that you can beat Rayquaza regardless of what the party size is and regardless of what your level is. So I just wanted to point out that all of these Pokemon are going to be categorized by the most effective to the least effective. So if you can stay at the top, it's going to really increase your gameplay and make sure that you maximize out on getting #1, the most raid balls, because you're doing damage. #2, it's going to help you contribute to taking it down. So let's do this right now. Starting off with the #1 attacker, we're looking at the Mamoswine. Mamoswine is going to be with the moveset Powder Snow and Avalanche. Is going to be a super effective Pokemon. It is the only supreme attacker that we have in Pokemon Go, so it is definitely something that you absolutely must have. They're semi-easy to acquire because Swinubs are pretty popular, especially in the sunny weather because it gets boosted. So you can get a boosted, and the Avalanche is not a community day move, which makes him the most effective. So that is number one sitting there. If you can, maxed out Mamoswines or just level 30 Mamoswines are going to do it for you. And the reason why I say that, if you check this out, level 30 Mamoswine is going to be 2 points higher as far as its effectiveness to a level 40 Weavile, right? And then it's going to be better counter than every other level 40 counter that we have at a level 30. So you don't need to put a ton amount of resources in there. You don't need to put a crazy amount of Stardust in there. You would just get it to level 30. You can catch one in the wild, especially if it's boosted and it's at level 35, is all you have to do is evolve it, make sure it has the double ice moves, and it's gonna be the most effective attacker that you can absolutely get. So thank you to Pokemon Go Hub for this article and Pokebattler for including this article from Pokemon Go Hubs. So here we go into the excellent encounters. So notice what I just said. Level 30 Mamoswine is just about as good as the Weavile, and it is better than any other counter that I'm going to get, and it's easy to acquire. So take that into account when you're building your parties. If I was going after it, I would max out on those Mamoswines. I would have a full party of all Mamoswines with the double ice moves. On to now, where I'm going to give you the other counters just in case you don't want to, or you don't have the ability to get it, or you just don't have it. We are going to go on to the Glaceon. So Glaceon is a new Pokemon. This is one of the primary reasons I'm remaking this, because we have new Pokemon in here. And the Glaceon has the Frost Breath Avalanche combination. Super effective. It's not a Blizzard, which is really good because it helps you get off more specials. Great, great Pokemon to use. Then we're going to look at the Weavile. Weavile is going to be Ice Shard Avalanche combination. I love how these top three guys have Avalanche because the Blizzard takes a lot more time to get off, and it is also a little bit more difficult to charge the move because, you know, like I talk about always, that 2-bar special way better than a 1-bar, 3-bar better than a 2-bar if it does equal amounts of damage. And the number 4 is going to be the Mewtwo, surely because of his attack stat, and he's going to be able to get Ice Beam. So Psycho Cut Ice Beam is going to be the Mewtwo that you are going to use. And number 5 is going to be the Frost Breath Avalanche combination for the Jinx. So Jinx is very glassy, so be careful putting Jinx in here. Definitely stay more towards the top if you can, but Jinx is definitely an attacker that you can use. So now we are going to get into the good counters. These are going to be definitely not the top tier, but if you have a second party, you want to utilize them, you can. There are some pretty cool counters in here. I really like them, but they are not the Mamoswine. So let's get right into it. Number 1 of the good counters, we have the Frost Breath Ice Beam Articuno. Articuno is amazing attacker. I really like the Articuno. It's a little bit more heavy on the defense. It's definitely going to last a little bit longer, similar to that Mamoswine. I love it. It's great, but this is one of the primary reasons why I'm making this video, because everybody was like, what about Articuno? What about all these other Pokemon? That's because they're sitting underneath the other Pokemon from my video that included my top tips to help you max out. So moving on to the next good attacker, the second good attacker is going to be Cloyster with Frost Breath Avalanche. So I know a lot of people have Cloysters. They are very common. You can definitely use the Frost Breath Avalanche combination for the Cloyster. And then we have a couple tanky Pokemon coming in here. We have the Regice with the Frost Breath Blizzard combination. We also have the Walrein with the Frost Breath Blizzard combination. And then we have the Lapras. Notice how far down Lapras is. He's more of a defense Pokemon as opposed to attacking Pokemon. He is going to be the Frost Breath Ice Beam combination. Ice Beam is going to be a legacy move, meaning if you didn't do it during raid day or you don't have some other ones, you're not going to be able to get it right now. It's going to be Blizzard. Then we are going to look at the Glalie with the Frost Breath Avalanche. This is way down here, guys. These are Pokemon you can use. I don't suggest doing it. And then we have the Dragonite with the Outrage and the Dragon Tail. And some of you guys are like, well, why isn't Rayquaza in there? Because you want the most tanky of the dragons, and the woo! Hey, bro. That was a huge cicada. Holy smokes. It's like an airplane coming in. And so since the Dragonite is able to take a little bit more damage, it's going to be better in the longevity of it compared to the Rayquaza, because the Rayquaza is going to get taken down extra fast without Outrage move. Then we have the Porygon Z with the Charge Beam Blizzard combination. Next we have the Frostlass with the Powder Snow Avalanche combination. That's really the most optimal move set. Moving onward, then we have the Tyranitar with the Smackdown Stone Edge, and finally finally, we have the #1 dragon attacker, which if you want, you can check my video out. It is going to be the Rayquaza with the Dragon Tail Outrage combination, but notice he is the last of the good counters, and then other Pokemon come from here. For the moveset that the Rayquaza can get, he can get Dragon Tail and Air Slash for his quick moves. For his charge moves, he can get 3, Dragon, Flying, and Rock. He can get either Outrage, which is his best moveset, he can get Aerial Ace, as well as Ancient Power. Outrage is going to do the most damage, a 20 to 30% increase from all other movesets that you're going to encounter. So for that one, you definitely do not want to use the dragons. That one is going to be the heavy Mamoswine party. That's why I recommend staying with the Mamoswines at all times whenever possible. So that's it, guys. Make sure to get out there and have those parties set up. Make sure to be ready and prepped to go after this. You definitely want the Mamoswines up top, you want the Glaceons, and you want the Weaviles if you need to, but primarily focus on those Mamoswines. Great Pokemon to have. Great Pokemon, especially because they're so tanky in the ice. I don't foresee too many other ice Pokemon, if any, that are going to take out this Mamoswine as the reigning supreme ice attacker. So thank you, guys. Look out for those 2191s or the boosted 2739s. Have the party set up, know your excellent throws, and I will see you guys out on the next video. Thank you for all my likers, subscribers, commenters, everybody that interacts with my comment, that follows me on my other platforms, and of course my Patreon members. I super appreciate all you guys. I will see you guys out on that next video. Peace.
I just wanted to take a moment and sincerely thank every single person that decided to take their subscription and their support to me to the next level as a small channel, and really trying to grow and hit new levels and be able to travel and really meet up with a lot of my fans and the communities around the world and the US especially. I just want to say that your support really means a lot to me. It helps me out, and I greatly appreciate you for being a part of the Trainer Club. Thank you so much.